Welcome back to the shop, everybody. So by popular request, I am going to do a shop tour. Again, we've done this a while back ago, but it's been a while since we've really done a good one, and things are starting to change. Now, I thought about wanting to clean everything up and show y'all after everything's perfectly spotless, but realistically, we are going through a transition phase. We talked about this a while back, so instead, I'm just going to show you the quick and the raw shop. I want to show you, this is a working shop. I make money out of this shop. I do stuff for our farm, and I make fire pits, custom fire pits, and sell those fire pits. We do different things out of this shop. We fix tractors for the farm and things like that. So this is a working shop. I also have a job that I work. I do shutdown jobs part-time, and so that takes up a lot of time. So this is realistic, all right? So 22 foot to the very peak. It's going to be approximately 13 foot right there at the ends right there. This is 40 foot from post to post, and then another 8-foot little section right there, and then another 8-foot section right there. And then the section from here back to the wall of that shop is 24 foot there, okay? So that is the whole section. This is the outside section right here. I like this because it gives me the ability to have a big opened area. I actually built this specifically to build trusses inside of this shop because I had a contract where I could build these specific trusses. And so I was able to build that inside of this, in this opened area. But I'm also able to do a lot of stuff. It's nice because I can bring tractors in and out, and I can work on my sawmill. So guys, like I said, excuse the mess, but this is just real life. This is how this is. Unfortunately, we've spread all of this wood out. I like to keep it stacked up. We've spread it out because we've been doing a lot of work with it. So it's kind of spread out and covered up. This is my job box when I go and do shutdown jobs. I've got my little vise that stays with that right there, a little 4-inch vise. This is my quick and dirty raw gym. Nothing fancy. I got weights laying on the ground. I mean, this is not exactly appealing to a woman, and it's not really great for a man, but it works just fine. Me and my wife, we both work out in here, and it works great. We like it. This over here, this is my crane. This is a gantry crane. It's on wheels. The wheels have the capacity to carry 4,800 pounds. The crane itself, I'm not exactly sure what it will carry, but the chain hoist that's on it is only rated for 2,000 pounds, and that's all I ever do with this. If I really wanted to do any more, then I could chalk it up. It is rated for quite a bit. I do have videos on my channel showing this gantry crane. This over here, this is the sawmill. This sawmill will do a 32-inch log by 20 foot long. I built half of that. The other half there, I bought it as a 10-foot sawmill, and I can do some pretty good slabs. These are some of the slabs that we cut up. This is red oak slabs. A couple of these kind of got a little bit of damage, but not too bad. I cut some off the ends, and these did turn out really well for the most part. So you can tell right off the bat, we have 2 8-foot containers, and that's kind of why it's a 40-foot area here with this 8-foot section, because the entire shop was built on these shipping containers. We took the trusses and we laid them against, well, you can kind of see what we did over here, as you can see the truss. So the truss, we laid on everything inside there, we laid it up against and set it right on top of the container and used that as our support. And then we built these pipe beams right here, and I say we, it was me that did most of it. But we built all of this, and then we came out here, and I got a nice piece of pipe holding it up right there. And then I decided to have this outside wall. A lot of people ask me why I did this. I like having this area out here, but then I've got a 40 by 40 shop inside, and then 2 separate areas with the container. So let's go inside and take a look. First, I want to take you through this door and see what we've got behind here. I need to get a handle on that door, and I have not done that yet. So when you first walk into the shop, this is kind of our metal working area. We've got my MIG machine here. I've got my plasma cutter over here. And then of course, those are just some chargers. I've got a small anvil here. This is nothing special. This is a little bit damaged. So I could do some repairs on that anvil in the future. But this anvil is mostly just for quick and dirty work. I got a little cracker box there. I don't use it very often. And then I got my drill press. It's nothing fancy, but that's kind of what this area is. I'll back out of it. As y'all see, this is my makeshift fab table that I have covered in, I actually just got done with a big shutdown job. So I'm cleaning out the box on so I pulled out all of my fab tools, things like that. So everything's all spread out and I'm cleaning all that up. But that is my fab table there. It's not the best, but it is okay. It does. This angle iron right here is pretty nice. This will get you out of a jam. Clamps will go in here and you are able to clamp stuff down. Like I said, it's not perfect. I do intend to build a better fab table in the future. And then this is what I call the buddy table. This is a little small table. Eventually I want to put it on wheels, but they're made to be the same height. That way you can use them as one table and bridge stuff across there if you need to. This is my junk bin. It is on wheels, but you can store different types of metal scraps, things like that. We've got some stainless, we've got some carbon, different types of pipe, but it has started to pile up to just way more than it ever needs to. So that's just kind of the way that kind of goes. All right, so let's carry on down the line. This is the mechanic section that a lot of y'all have seen in the recent videos. If you have not seen the recent video, Why Every Man Needs a Shop, then I think you need to go check that video out. For all of the new subscribers that subscribe because of that video, welcome. I welcome you in. I'm very grateful to see y'all in our channel. You can tell here in this mechanic section that we have a loft over us, and I'll come out and show you a little bit more here in a minute. But this is a run of pipe. Me and my wife actually did that, and I haven't shown the videos on it just yet. But it's just basically like a large fence with big, heavy heavy gauge pipe running all the way down, and then a loft that's welded to angle iron right here. And like I said, I want to show a video showing y'all everything that we did. I just haven't done the editing. It's like 5 hours of editing. It'll be edited down to a shorter video. But you can see there, that's what we did. We welded it on and then sat all of our boards on, all of our floor joists, and run it across right there, okay? And some of you have seen this angle, but this is what it looks like when you're standing over here. There's the mechanic section. This up here, we're going to have a wall that walls that off. So that is going to be storage for now. We have not built our house yet. So that's going to be the storage to keep that in. So we are working on our house. So if anybody has not seen that, go back. Y'all can go back and watch some of the house building series that we've gotten so far. Everyone else, I promise we're going to get to the house. We're growing our business, and it is really difficult right now to move forward in that. So y'all keep us in your prayers on that. But our intention will be to build at least a half wall right here to hide that, since it is going to be storage. I don't really want to see that in my shop. But unfortunately, that's what we got, is we're kind of got some storage going on in here. So let me show you over here. This section from about there back is going to be my woodworking section. My wife likes to do woodworking, and so do I. And so that's going to be something I'm getting into more or less. So it's kind of set up. You know, we've got our skill saw here. We've got got a band saw, an old belt saw. You know, got a good vacuum. Got this nice wall-to-wall, all the way up shelf, and this gives us lots and lots of storage room to put lots of different stuff. Right now, I've got some of my leatherworking stuff in there because I don't have anywhere else to put it. Eventually, I do want to do some more work. I want to get back into my leatherworking stuff. I kind of got different pieces of leather in there, things like that. I do want to get back into that. I got a lot of my old patterns and stuff like that in here. But that's what this is. This is my shelf. There's my old stitching pony. If you don't know what that is, you can look up some leatherworking stuff. But that's what this section right here is going to be. So we'll have a woodworking section right here, and then a metalworking section. A mechanic section will be there. So you can do some really fine, smaller stuff, four-wheelers, things like that will be right there, and maybe flow into right in here. And then we've got the back door here with all of the oil and all of our lubricants and things like that are all up against that wall. And that way, if you ever want to pull a tractor or anything like that, it can come into the back door, and we're not messing with the main flow of the front door. We still keep the front door good and with some good flow, because I can come in here. If I have a tractor that's broke down or something, I'm still able to bring a dump truck in and weld on a dump truck, because I primarily weld for a living, okay? I can use my crane in and out if I need to, either way. It's not messing with that flow, but it can still sit back over unhindered without any problems. This is kind of where I keep all of my extra filters, all of my oil. When you run a farm business like we do, you kind of have to have some extra stuff. It is a little disorganized. I'm sorry that it's not like this perfect organized flow, but we're trying to get better and better with our organization. And that's why we started off with our mechanics section, building that off. And then we're slowly organizing and building things the way we want. These are freezers this is where we're keeping some deer meat right now, because all of the freezers for our business is in our warehouse, and we actually ran out of space for that. So we had to take our personal deer freezers and bring them in here. So they're kind of in here. This is going to be an entire metalworking area, this whole side. So I plan to have a better fab table that's going to sit here. And then I'm going to put a hard vise right there, right in there somewhere. And hopefully this whole area will be mostly mechanic work, but I probably will leave all of that right there, because it just makes sense when you're working, you're doing your mechanic work, you got a tractor, you got this stuff on both sides. So that just makes sense. So that's kind of what the 40 by 40 area looks like. But now I want to walk into the containers and show you what I like about them. I'll show you this really quick first. This is my other table. This is like my little small rolling table, fab table, that stays with everything. I completely love this thing. I've been using it ever since I first started getting into pipeline welding. I had already got into drilling rigs, but then I started pipeline welding, and I just needed something to work off of. And so I kind of built that, and it was supposed to be something I would tear back apart, but I've been working on it ever since, and I just kind of kept on going with it. So it's great because, it's small, it's handy, it can be next to anything. So I pretty much, no matter what I'm doing in the shop, I'm almost always using that table. And this is one of the first tools that I ever bought, was this small vise right here. And I actually have a good story on that vise I'm going to tell y'all sometime. So this shipping container right here, this is like the entrance to the shipping container. So the idea of the shipping container when I first did this was to have all of my tools in there, okay? That kind of has started to change, because, as I've said, I decided I wanted to start bringing some stuff out here. So now I'm starting to have like the woodworking area and the mechanics section. And after a few years of using the shop, I've decided that I don't want this to just be tools. So this is kind of a mess in here right now, because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it now. But I think I'm going to go ahead and walk in here. I think what I'm going to do is this is going to stay a overflow of extra tools. Okay, this is always going to be your extra tools in here. This is the far south side, this wall right here. So it does get warm in here in the summertime because that wall gets heated up. I wouldn't mind getting a lean-to over that side. It does help that I have a covering, an extra covering over the top. That does help some. But this wall does get fairly hot, so I don't want to work in here. But this is 8 foot of insulation from my inside shop. So my actual workshop stays fairly insulated because of the really tall ceilings, and then this 8 foot of insulation from that south side. So right now, this is kind of like, I'm keeping all of my construction tools in here. I've kind of got an extra overflow, but it is a mess because there's a lot of stuff in here that I haven't decided what to do with. Like, I kind of got a basic idea of, I like to keep my chains there, my extra my extra shackles and things like that. But I haven't got everything taken care of. It's kind of a mess. This is like a catch-all table because there's a lot of stuff here that I literally do not know what to do with yet. And yes, I know it's a mess, but it's like I don't know what to do with it yet. So that's what's handy about having this right here. There is still some level of organization here, you can tell, but it isn't perfect yet. We're just kind of moving in kind of going from there and slowly figuring it out. This is the extent of my YouTube section. It's just a little small section. I keep my camera equipment, things like that. I want to eventually build out a really nice spot, either in here or in the leather shop, which I'll show y'all. It isn't built yet, but I'll show you what's coming, okay? So then I kind of walk out here. This table right here, this is my other kind of like an indoor vise, because what I'll do is I'll work in here. Sometimes this is where I'll do some videos sometimes if I'm like doing a review on some wrenches or something. I've done some work right here. This little stool is pretty handy for working here, but it's more like, it's just a good little spot to come in. You can close off that section, and then you can easily warm this up in the wintertime, and it's like a nice little section to do some work. But it's still not perfect because we're having to keep all of our fencing stuff, because like I said, we don't have everything built yet. So we're keeping all of our fencing from our farm in here, because we've got that farm business. So none of it's perfect, but it is slowly coming on, and I do like the fact that we have this container so it's not all in there. All right, so now I want to walk over here and I want to show you the other container and kind of go over the plan of what we're going to do in there. All right, so here's the doorway that we cut out. We may cut this out a little bit bigger. I haven't decided yet. But essentially, this is the other container. This will be able to open and close easily. We'll have an actual closing door before we're done. Right now, this is just storage of all the stuff that goes into our house once we get our house built. And a lot of this stuff's actually going to get sold. We're about to have a garage sale and get rid of it all. But essentially, I mean, you can kind of tell it's just a shipping container is all it is. But if you look out here, like that's the plan. When you walk out, is you'll just have, you've got this nice enclosed area right here, and this will be my leather shop. Then I'll have my editing area. So I'll have like a desk over there, and I'll have a spot where I can edit my videos and stuff and kind of get away from the world. I'll be able to turn the heat on in here, and I'll be able to turn on AC. So essentially that's what that's going to be through that door, is that's going to be my truly off, like get completely into the, out of the weather completely. I'll be able to either turn on air conditioning or have a nice little wood stove in there, whatever, stay completely comfortable in there. But then out here, I'll be able to stay fairly comfortable and outside of the elements. One last thing, we've got these tie downs. There's a little bit of dust in here. I wanted to show you this. Now y'all can go back and see, I need to put caps over this, but this will hold 11,000 pounds of down pressure. This is so that you can straighten out log trailers and things like that. It's really handy for quite a few other things, especially if you have a crane in your shop. So look up some of those other videos that we've done on the shop. You can just type in shop and look up all the shop stuff that we've done. But this is the finished area. There will be more stuff that we're going to be adding to it. But the goal is to slowly but surely finish more and more things in the shop and get it more like this, get it completely organized. But I'm taking it one step at a time. It's a work in progress. I would like to just say, hey guys, I'm perfect in every single way. Everything's perfect. But that's not the real world. That's not how that is. I'm slowly taking my time. I'm building a business. I'm building a house. I'm building a homestead. And, life is life. You just slowly build it up. And it's really more about the journey than it is about just getting it all perfect all at one time. But guys, that is a look at everything. That's going to be the leather shop. This is going to be the mechanics section. This is going to be the woodworking area. This right here is going to be the entire metalworking area, which it kind of already is. That whole thing is always probably going to be, to some degree, that entire container, to some degree, will be just extra tools, working tools, things like that. And then the middle area will be just a working area that you can work on anything. So no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing woodwork, mechanic work, metal work, whatever it is, it kind of flows to the middle, and that gives you that extra section. And then this outside is sometimes a barn. In other words, you might store stuff in it. It's a good area for cutting, sawmilling, things like that. But it's also a good area just to bring other stuff. I'll even sometimes take my woodworking area out here, and I'll do quite a bit of stuff. That's what we've been doing with that right there. So it kind of all flows to where you have a lot of extra room if you're doing a lot of work with one thing, but you can also just store projects to the side where I can keep some stuff like a four-wheeler to the side. If I'm waiting on parts, I can move some stuff over there. I can keep a little table that I'm working on for my wife, whatever works. So we've just kind of got everything. It works really well. I love the fact that it works that well. I don't know the math on it. I will do the math and tell you the square footage of it. We do also have a very large lean-to off of the north side here. That container where the inside will be is on the north side. And I did that by design because that's going to be the most climate controlled area. So it stays pretty darn cool in there, even in the heat of the summer, because it's just completely covered off from all sides. The sun never hits that, that container right there. It's completely just shaded 100%. So that with an air conditioner is going to be a very comfortable place here in the South. Staying cool is the most important thing. Probably still insulated off. Overall, guys, that's the whole shop. It's basically my dream shop already, but I'm tweaking it. It's my dream shop because it's everything I wanted it to be with the height. It's everything I wanted it to be with the ability to work through. I've got 2 doors. Everything that I want is here. I've got the bones for everything I want, but now I'm tweaking it. And so that's what the subsequent videos are going to be, along with all of our other stuff here on our channel. But as we do more stuff on this shop, it's going to be kind of updating and getting stuff better and better and really tweaking and learning from all of the mistakes from the past shops and things like that I've done in the past, and just trying to learn from that. So guys, I would love to see some comments from y'all telling me what you think. Now that you've actually seen this shop, you've seen my flaws, you've seen the bad things, you've seen the things that I haven't done right, you've also seen the good things. Tell me what you think about the good stuff. Tell me some things that you think you would do in the future with this shop, with the woodworking area, metalworking, whatever, and maybe you would add some stuff to it. And also tell me what you would like to have in your shop. Guys, thank you so much. Like and subscribe.